Oh, let me get out my notes. Okay. Well, all praise to the Most High, Yahweh bless. Shalom Israel and everybody out there that's tuning in. We're glad that y'all tuning in today. We got the feature dedications coming up. So normally before that time, we can go ahead and come out and bring out a feature dedications class. So those who new to it, you know, you kind of learn why we do this. It's not, and I know some people, because I had a neighbor telling me, well, you know, we're not commanded to do the feast of dedication. No, we're not commanded. There's 3 of them that we commanded to do, but we do everything in Israel. So with that being said, let's go to First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 3. Let's start at, Salaki. First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 37.
The book of Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 37. So the king took the half of the forces that remained and departed from Antioch, his royal city, the 147th year. Having passed the river Euphrates, he went through the high countries. And Shalaki, then Lysias chose Ptolemy, the son of Dominus, and Nicanor, and George's mighty men of the king's friend.
Now at this time, this is us breaking away and coming out of slavery, out of the Greek captivity. This is the Maccabees at this time. They was a group of men who came together, Judas Maccabee and his sons and friends of his of Israel, who came together to fight against our enemy at this time. Right after, like we said, Ptolemy, this is after the Greeks. Because at this time, when Greek had, I looked at a thing about Alexander the Great. He went as far as from Greece all the way into Turkey, conquered every piece of land. Babylon, he conquered Babylon. He conquered all the lands around Babylon. He conquered, he had took down the Persians and conquered the Persians, because the Persians were surrounded and they was a king of this earth at that time. So now the Greeks had this captivity. I mean, had the kingmanship, and they had us at the same time. That's when they had us in the slavery, changing all our laws, telling us we can't do this, we can't do that. Y'all can't go by none of y'all laws. This is at that time. So they breaking law from them now. You got something on?
Well, like Aka's bringing out, this is really the beginning of white supremacy on the face of the planet.
Yep, exactly.
In 333 BC, like Aka's bringing out the history of Alexander when he was conquering all the dark nations, so to speak. And that's what Aka's bringing out. Go ahead, Ak.
Go ahead.
Verse 39. And with them he sent 40,000 footmen and 7,000 horsemen to go into the land of Judah and to destroy it and to destroy it as the king commanded. So they went forth with all their power and came and pitched by
Emmaus
in the plain country. And the merchants of the country, hearing the fame of them, took silver and gold very much with service, and came into the camp to buy the children of Israel for slaves.
And that's funny, because people tell me, ain't no camps in the Bible. Camps all through the Bible. Ain't no camp. Y'all ain't supposed to be doing that. Look what we're supposed to be doing. The Tellers got this right here. Camp. They had camps all over the place. And they wasn't all together either. They was different camps. So y'all just shut up with that one.
A power also of Syria and of the land of Philistine joined themselves unto them. Now when Judas and his brethren saw that miseries were multiplied, and that the forces did encamp themselves in their borders, for they knew how the king had given commandments to destroy the people and utterly abolish them.
Now he sent all these people, man. He sent all these, what is that, 4 or 5 captains he sent to go and destroy this nation of people. All because we decided we want to be free. Now it's funny because all these other nations are free running around, but for some odd reason, they can't do, just like in America, they can't do without us. They're allowed to, y'all go back to Africa. Boy, we took off Africa today. Boy, they're gone. This country will be gone tomorrow. It'll be gone tomorrow. Everybody and their mama will invade. And we like, and then they know who's the backbone of this country. They know that. They know the Israelites. They know history. They know how every nation around the world was prospered because of the children of Israel. Go ahead.
And they said one to another, let us restore the decayed state of our people, and let us fight for our people and the sanctuary.
And see, this is Judas Maccabee saying, hey, let us go up and fight for these people. Man, I'm tired of this. Look at our people in bad shape. That's the same way we be doing. What y'all think we be doing when we be downtown? Fighting for our people. They rebellious. We got to talk to them bad sometime because they rebellious and hard-headed. They don't even realize we down there fighting for them. They fight us, and we trying to help you. And that's the thing. That's what he looking at the same thing. He looking and saying, man, our people are poor. Hey, they this. Let's tell them to fight against this, man. I'm tired of it. Go ahead.
Then was the congregation gathered together, that they might be ready for battle, and that they might pray and ask mercy and compassion.
Because that's one thing we got to do at all times. We got to add. We can't just get up and go do it. And that's how we do all the time. We love to go do stuff, don't even pray about it. We think about God second. Put him first, then go do what you got to do. Go ahead.
Now Jerusalem lay void as a wilderness. There was none of her children that went in or out. The sanctuary also was trodden down.
And they done tore our place up, man. It's all desolate. It's all raggedy, man. Ain't nobody living in there. They done went in there, peeing in the corner. Just got it just nasty, man. Go ahead.
And aliens kept the stronghold.
Mm-hmm.
The heathens had their habitations in that place.
Mm-hmm.
And joy was taken from Jacob. And the pipe with the harp ceased.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Maspah over against Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
For in Maspah was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel.
So they going to repeat themselves. They trying to get out this mess. So they going back and doing what their forefathers done when they was getting out of the other messes. This time they like, man, we got to get this thing right. Same way we trying to do now when we woken up. Everybody trying to get things right. I know everybody got different ways of doing things, going different, but it's God's timing anyway. It ain't never us. It's just like this at this time. It ain't got nothing to do with the children of Israel because we can't fight unless the Most High come and help us out anyway. If he don't fight for us, guess what? We'll never win the battle.
Right.
We're stronger right now than our enemy that sit in our face every day. And guess what? They killing us in the streets and we can't do nothing about it. Not one thing. But when God say, yeah, now it's your turn. Guess what? It'll flip overnight. Blip, blip. It'll flip overnight. Go ahead.
Now Jerusalem lay void as a wilderness. There was none of her children that went in or out.
Yeah, you go down to 46.
Verse 46.
You asked for us to go 47. Go ahead and read 46 again.
Verse 46. Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Maspah over against Jerusalem. For in Maspah was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel.
Go ahead.
Then they fast that day and put on sackcloth and cast ashes upon their heads and rent their clothes.
That's the same thing we do when we go in the morning. Or Lamentations, when we cry out to our God. And this is what they're doing. They getting tired of it. the people they got are not even warriors. These people has been running land, cattle. They ain't been practicing. Our army been broke down. You got people telling, you got to understand, Judas is telling some people who, oh man, that dude a farmer. It's time to go fight. That dude right there is a butcher. Time to go fight. Go ahead. Where we at?
Verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of the images.
Of their images.
Of
This
their
is at
images.
that time. This is at that time. When they done already came in our temple, destroyed our temple, took our book, and painted the images, changed them. So let me show y'all something. This is Esau planning what's going on today, way back at this time. It's why everybody got together to destroy us. But they didn't want to destroy it. They want to destroy the people. But they love what the God did for them, but they wanted to keep our God. They wanted to keep everything we had because they seen we were set apart. We was different than everybody else. And jump down to 51. Go to 51.
Verse 51. For thy sanctuary is trodden down and profane, and thy priests are in heaviness and brought low.
Mm-hmm.
And lo, the heathens are assembled together against us to destroy us. What things they imagine against us, thou knowest.
Man.
How shall we be able to stand against them, except thou, O God, be our help?
Okay, hold right there. Thou, O God, be our help. Go give me Judith chapter 5, verse 20. There gonna be a whole lot of precepts tonight. Gonna be a little reading today.
The book of Judah, chapter 5 and verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God.
That's why they were sitting up there making lamentations. They was crying out and asking to be repentant, asking for forgiveness and compassion on them. They trying to get rid of sin at this time. Because they know if they don't get rid of sin, God is not going to do the thing that he do for them. Go ahead.
Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
And the enemy know this. The enemy know this too. That's why you think they coming down at this time when they at their lowest state. Why do you think they came and get? That's what they do with us. They get us at our lowest state. That's what Edom do. They kill us in captivity. But when we was in standing strong in our own land, they didn't want to have no man. Leave them alone. Last time they messed with them, David tore their butt up.
That's right.
Tore their butt up. Not only that, got them. They took off running, ran to the other mountains, the Caucasus Mountain.
Brought peace in the land for 40 years.
Yes.
And that's why all these churches are built in our neighborhoods. That's why all the other nations in our neighborhoods check cash in place, liquor stores, because they know the other nations know if they keep us breaking God's laws, guess what? Like I was bringing out, they can rule over us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why our neighborhoods look the way they do. You have to get a certain business, what is that, app to have certain businesses in that neighborhood. You can only have a certain amount of businesses in that neighborhood. If you want a club, guess what? You can open up a club in your neighborhood.
Or a liquor store.
Or a liquor store in the neighborhood.
Or a barbershop.
Or a barbershop. Or a smoke
barbecue.
shop.
Yeah, they
Exactly.
give them support.
But to do anything productive for hours, like open up a computer store, no, they don't want that there. No.
Mm-mm.
You know.
Won't even give you the grant. Won't give you the loan for that.
Mm-hmm.
But you say liquor store. Oh yeah. They what kind you want? What size you want?
Exactly.
How much liquor you want in there? What? How many spirits you want in there?
Exactly.
See, and another thing that they do in our neighborhood that we don't realize, they build a lot of warehouses and stuff in our neighborhoods. They don't do that in the high end area.
Mm-hmm.
That take the property value down.
That's right.
And then that way, when that property value down, and then they go through there and they gentrify the neighborhood. When they go in there, buy it at a low, and sell that same real estate that you was on for a high dollar price.
And that's a good point that I bring up, because guess what else they put in our neighborhood? Industrial jobs, where the things that they are making puts out all this smog and causes us to have lung cancer and all different type of health problems. So that's another thing the other nations are doing to us on a constant basis.
That's like even in Dallas itself. A lot of these neighborhoods built at the same time. You had West Dallas built over there in that area at that time. West Dallas at one point, that was one of the first areas where you could buy land as a black person. It just so happens at the same year that those neighborhoods were built, they were building other neighborhoods like Lake Highlands out there at the same time. But it's funny how all of West Dallas full of lead, using the same construction people, but then you go to Lake Highlands when the same houses was built at the same time at them time, no lead. How was that? Because they was trying to kill you back then. They was trying to kill us back then. So that's what they do to us. It ain't a game, but they got an agenda. We trying to think of what we gonna do tomorrow. They already thought of what they was gonna do 1,000 years ago.
That's right.
Oh, go ahead. Where we at? Go back to did you finish, Julia?
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation.
See, when we repent as a nation of people and come back to our law, statutes, and commandments, that's what happens. Go ahead.
Let my Lord now pass by.
Man, we might as well leave them alone. Because they don't look, these other nations already know the evidence. They seen it happen. Only people that ain't seen nothing happen is us. Even when we seen it, we didn't want to believe it. Remember the people went through the Red Sea was split, went over there and made a golden calf. That's our people. But take heed, your enemy didn't. They seen, oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Every time I mess with them, when they sitting there and they doing that stuff that they God gave them, we lose.
You just imagine all the plagues that he brought on Pharaoh. All them flies over there, and we sitting over there looking like, dang.
When it's dark all them days, and it is bright as day over in Egypt. Over in Goshen. Everything good going on. You seeing everything, tabs and stuff. But not over here. We chilling.
You see locusts is everywhere over there where they at, then over here with us, it's nothing. We over here chilling. Man, look, they seen the power. When they seen the power, and they had to hearken. They had to hearken because our God will fight for us.
And the only time, and it's funny because we the last ones that even realize that. Every other nation know this. That's why every other nation is trying their best to make sure we don't wake up as a nation of people. That's why, like now, look out there when we out in the streets. You got the Arabs come by there, people from other countries that we don't, they still look at us, they stare. Some of them surprised, like, it's happening. They know it's happening. Our people don't even know what's happening. They know, man, that's really happening. What's going on in that Bible? They doing it. They waking up. These are people that ain't from this country. The only one dumbed down around here is the ones that's born in this wicked Babylon. Because they'll keep their own people asleep just to keep their secret going. Go ahead, you finish on that one?
Least their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we became a reproach before all the world.
And that was they scared, like, man, we ain't messing with them, but we gonna be looking like food before everybody messing with them when they doing that commandment. But if they not, that's why they always got a big eye on us. That's why it's guns in Chicago like that. They dropping the crates off themselves, making sure they go kill them. Hold on, because before in the 60s, it wasn't no major drug problems going on in the black community. Black people wasn't killing black people. It wasn't a whole lot of black on black crime. Black people were sticking together trying to goddamn avoid this so-called white man. That was too, They God gonna mess around and help them. Bring them some drugs. Give it to them free. Don't give a damn how much it costs. The guy that started the drugs in California, the big major drug dealer, he locked up today. The FBI gave the man the drugs and they gave him 1,000 years for it. But they family still moving on. They got the money. They family living off the money that they got that they done destroyed the black community with.
And Esau, guess what? They make movies and documentaries to prove themselves. It was a movie made out, and I think Tom Cruise just started in a new movie, how he was a paid agent, paid to fly contraband over here.
Mhm.
So they lets us know who it is. It's just our people never put it together with the Bible. That's the whole thing. Go ahead.
Let me precept that right quick.
And this is proud. They are proud for the nation. So they gotta tell you. They gotta show you. You just gotta be looking at when they show it to you.
Let me precept right there. You can break it down. Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 40. But as for you, turn you and take your journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea.
Mhm.
And then ye answered and said unto me, we have sinned against the Lord, and we will go up and fight according to all the Lord our God commanded us. And when ye are girded up, every man his weapon of war, ye were ready to go up to the hill. And the Lord said unto me, say unto them, go not up, neither fight, for I am not among you.
See, that's what he's saying. Hey, even God's man, tell them, don't go up there and fight them folks. I ain't with you. I ain't with you. I ain't with you. Oh, boy, you on your own. Y'all on your own. I'm telling y'all. I'm not with you. You're going to lose. Go ahead.
Lest ye be smitten before your enemies.
They going to tear y'all butt up. Go ahead on. I ain't with you. But if you go up there, they going to tear you up. Go ahead.
So I spake unto you, and ye would not hear, but rebel against the commandments of the Lord.
He said, now y'all want my help now. But you rebel against me every time I tell y'all to do this, do that, then you rebel. Now you thinking that I'm finna be with y'all to go fight? I think not. That it on that?
And went presumptuously up into the hill. Basically, what that was going into, how they had murmuring and stuff in the camp at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they fixed to get ready to take over the Amorites. And the Lord like, see, y'all broke my commandments, man. He told Moses, you better go talk to them. Because they go down there, they finna lose.
They got cocky. One thing, they got cocky. They figured we won the other one. We can go do this again.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even realize the only reason you won because God won. Not you. And that's what the children of Israel don't understand. We ain't about a goddamn thing. Look at us. Strongest people on the planet.
Matter of fact,
We they can outrun the bullets they got. Imagine us in the real battle. If I got the same guns that they got, we'll win. It should. But nah, we ain't doing nothing without the Most High.
let's go on the flip side. Deuteronomy 3 and 2. And the Lord said unto me, fear him not, for I will deliver him and all his people and all his land into thy hand. And thou shalt do unto him as thou didst unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, which dwelt in Heshbon.
Mm-hmm. So now when God do it for us, we can go. We ain't nothing we can't do.
Do as you want.
ain't nothing we can't do. So I'm talking about ain't nothing we can't. Nothing as long as we doing it with God on our side.
Mm-hmm.
That's why fear these people? When you obey these laws, statutes, and commandments, why fear anything out here? Why? You watching videos, seeing the news, they shooting us. We ain't scared of the police. I know you got guns, but we got a God. As long as you're doing what he say, you ain't got to worry about a lot of this stuff going on. Let's go back to where we was.
Mm-hmm.
It was at
54.
53, yeah, go me 54.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 54. Then sounded they with trumpets and cried with a loud voice. And after this, Judas ordained captains over the people, even captains over thousands and over hundreds and over 50s and over 10s.
And at this time, this Judas saying, man, we finna build us an army. We finna get us an army. Remember, we ain't had no army in a long time. We ain't had nothing set up in a long time. That's like in America right now. We don't got no army. In fact, we fight in their army, in our enemy's army. But we ain't got an army for ourselves. That's what they don't want to see. So then you got scoffers saying, no, man, y'all can't be no captains. That ain't no dang about Yahweh Shah ain't appointing captains. Nah, but when you building a nation, you got to have a military somewhere. That's your protection. That's when it said, where it says in Judith Morning and the gates thereof language. The gates is your protection. You got to build that up.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Verse 56.
No. You're on 56. Let's go to First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 1. Start at 1.
The book of First Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 1. Then took Gorgias 5,000 footmen and 1,000 of the best horsemen and removed out of the camp by night.
And see at this one, see that first battle they already won. Now here's the next one coming up, man. Hold on. We'll go get them too. We'll go get them. Go ahead.
To the end he might rush in upon the camp of the Jews and smite them suddenly. And then the men of the fortress were his guides. Now when Judas heard thereof, he himself removed, and the valiant man with him, that he might smite the king's army, which was at Emmaus.
Hey, and we need to be thinking at all times, man. Quit getting so laid back and relaxed sometimes, man. Even when you're in the job, man, keep your head up and keep your ears open to what's going on. What's that saying our voices say?
Keep your eyes peeled and your mouth sealed.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled and your mouth sealed. Keep your eyes open and keep your mouth shut. But be looking and seeing what's going on around you, man. Especially out here in today's day, you never know what these Edomites might do. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what they might do. They might just take the car and run it straight through them all. Try to take the elevator on the car. I'm telling you, man, y'all gotta watch everything.
Because the way they going in and shooting these jobs and different stuff up, man, we do have to watch, man. We are the watchmen anyway. But the way they going in, look, stay out of these people way, man. Getting them jobs, go home, man. Look, when you with the children, even the children, go to school, come home, man. Because one thing about it, you going to school or you going to them jobs with them friends in the border of blue. Guess what? Esau know what that is, man. No matter how you feel about it, guess what? Our people don't consider that. But guess what? Esau he looking at you like, dang, you different. You stick out like a sore thumb because guess what? You allowed to be the only one there with fringes and borders of blue on.
And they might not understand it. So you ain't got to be at the job running your mouth off about that because guess what? They going home and gonna look it up. I seen them do it on my job all the time. They be happy with me, blah, 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 blah. The next day I'll be like, that must be looking at me crazy. Like, man, don't even want to say nothing to me. Like, I wonder if he want to ask me about it, but he don't want to ask me about it. You see what I'm saying? So, like we say on that, get in and get out. Go to work, get in and get out. Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 4. While as yet the forces were dispersed from the camp, in the mean season came Gorgias by night into the camp of Judas, and when he found no man there, he sought them in the mountains.
So he came into the camp. Ain't nobody in there because see, what's his name was playing the head. He already knew he finna come and attack us at night. So he got up, took the men up out the camp, and here they come, rushing all down. Yeah. There ain't need nobody here. So now they like, shit, let's go chase them in the mountain. They gotta be up there. They running from us. No, they ain't running from us. They waiting for you. Go ahead.
For said he, these fellows flee from us. But as soon as it was day, Judas shewed himself in the plain with 3,000 men.
Yeah, look, he ain't hiding. He ain't running from you. He in the plain. He in the wide open area. Yeah, baby. When they woke up, like, dang, right there. Ain't many of them, but they right here ready to fight like a song. That little old bit of, they ain't number 3,000, but these some gone up early in the morning ready to fight. Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about the barber and everybody. You know what I'm saying? The plumber, because ain't none of them really warriors. They just now started the military. You got now they out there. I'm talking about everybody out there ready to get down. Ain't many of us, but they ready to get down. They tired of this bullcrap. Go ahead.
Who nevertheless had neither armor nor sword to their mind.
See, that wasn't even part of their life. Military. That wasn't part of their life. I'm telling this cat, is this the barber dude down the street? This that dude that owned Crown's Barbecue? This the dude that owned that corner store? They ain't that. Shoot, I'm telling you. The dude up there packing the groceries up at the store, that's him. They ain't no warriors. They just coming off their job. Shoot, I'm with it. But go ahead.
And they saw the camp of the heathens, that it was strong and well harnessed and compassed round about with horsemen. And these were expert of war.
See, these was in the military. These Green Berets, you know what I'm saying? Navy SEALs, special service people, all of them. These all them. This is what they. And here you got, like I said, you got Donnell and them, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about they were just over there gambling in the corner, had to repent. Then they come back now, it's time to fight. You got unemployed Tom over there. He with him. Tom just got through washing dishes his mama told him to do. Tom, 32 years old, been in his mama's house, still washing dishes. But he ready to fight, though. This time, though, that's how we got to be as a nation of people. I don't care what you doing. When it comes to Israel, y'all need to be standing up and fighting for Israel. Quit arguing with each other all the time. That's all we do. I don't like the way you did that. I don't like the way you did that. But then you don't give a damn how the white man can do you any kind of way, though. So-called white man. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, and that's one of the main problems that Israel talks to me. Israel do. Guess what? Oh, he is sin. Let's don't talk to him. But guess what? You're going to take your tail right over to that job, and now you're going to go talk to the heat.
All them that's in sin.
Come on, man.
All of them.
You want to stop
all
that, man.
of them.
You want to stop that, man.
All up in the break room just running. Hey. And you have to, sometimes they got to even think about it. Oh, damn, he ain't my friend. I'm an Israelite. Okay, let me hate him. You know what I'm saying? See, they got to think to hate the enemy.
And see, the thing is, and if another Israelite walk in the room, everybody like, that ain't such and such acting funny now, because guess what? You were friend with everybody before the Israelite walked in the room. Come on, man. We got to stop that, man.
Yep.
Let's be real, man. Verse 9. Remember how our fathers were delivered in the Red Sea when Pharaoh pursued them with an army.
Now, that's one thing that y'all ain't getting every time, boy. One thing about this Bible, and that's why they always telling you, forget about it, let it go. That's the past. Forget about it, let it go. That's the past. But they want you to remember everything about theirs. They got a holiday for the 4th of July, the beginning of the goddamn Illuminati. They ain't even America's thing. That's what it's for. We'll get to that another time. But you got Thanksgiving when they was killing our brothers. They want you to remember all this, but don't remember nothing about you. No. But then this Bible, everywhere in this Bible, keep telling us, remember. It don't never say, remember what happened to y'all when Martin Luther King. Let's go way past all that, the 60s. Let's go way past 400 years. Let's go all the way back to Egypt. That's how far back I'm going to remember. You remember y'all had us in Egypt in slavery? They be like, man, what you mean? So, do you remember? I remember. You know, in America, that was a misdemeanor slavery. We've been slaves. Y'all had it in slavery, and they had it in slavery. Y'all remember all that.
Casting lots.
Because the Bible tells me to remember.
That's right. Matter of fact, Deuteronomy 30:7. Remember the days of old, to consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will shew thee thy elders, and they will tell thee.
But you got forget about it. It's in the past.
Matter of fact, get the one in Romans too.
Go get it.
Old and New Testament.
That's
Like
right.
I've been bringing out, we should never forget our history. Matter of fact, we should always go to the Bible because it is our history on how to get out of trouble. When we done got into it. Read that out.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever thing were written aforetime
This Bible was written aforetime. Read on up.
were written for our learning,
And it's written for our learning to know what to do and what not to do. Go ahead up.
that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures,
We got to have patience, Israel. We got to have patience. We got to have comfort of the scriptures. Read on.
might have hope.
Because we read in all these battles where our people worshiped the Most High God and kept His laws. Guess what? We was victorious. So in order to get that victory again, guess what? Come back to keeping God's laws.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because they tell you one thing, they tell you, forget slavery, forget all that. But every time you turn on TV, they got some kind of thing about the Civil War. They want you to remember all the generals, especially here in Texas. I went to Robert E. Lee Middle School. I remember I thought that was a racist thing. I was like, but nobody said nothing about it. And I remember when I'm learning in this, I'm like, this the one that want to keep me in slavery. Although I found out later it wasn't even about the slaves. It was about money. Now they're gonna be richer than us. What's gonna happen? That's all it was about. They were like, shoot, man, look, got a better idea. We'll make them think they free. Yeah, them working out in our industrial community, and we still got them in slavery. Just not like how y'all want. But you gonna get your money though. That what happened when they finished that Civil War. Oh yeah. We're gonna get paid still. Yeah, I try to tell y'all this for well, how long that did last that Civil War?
How long? Google it. Somebody Google it right
5 years. 5 years. And they sat right up there. Yeah, y'all gonna get paid. I tried to tell y'all that 5 years ago. I wanted to be rich in it. All right, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? As long as I get my money. We're good. They shake hands and they good. And Negroes in slavery. 4, right? Yeah, I thought it was 4. Well, go ahead. Let's get back to where we was at.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 10. Now, therefore, let us cry unto heaven. If adventure, the Lord will have mercy upon us and remember the covenant of our fathers and destroy this host before our face this day. That so all the heathens may know that there is one who delivered and saved Israel.
There is one who delivered and saved Israel. Because this ain't the first time. This ain't the first time. This is the first time that generation right there finna see what's going down with Israel when they do the right thing. He said, that's what I say, man, let them see. Just like you let the Pharaohs see who you was with us. Let these people right here see who you are with us. And that's what we're saying right here in the Babylon today. Praying to the Most High. Most High, let these people see who you are to us.
That's right.
Come get us out of this captivity. We can pray those prayers. They prayed them prayers. Thank you. They prayed those prayers. So we should be praying those same prayers to get up out of this captivity. Everybody still, they don't, I don't have to Israel to call themselves Israelites, really don't even want to get out of captivity. They want to be in captivity just knowing that I'm an Israelite. Though. I got unfriended. Man, I'm ready for these friends to have to come out. I'm ready to God know, man, get me in this new kingdom, man. I'm tired of this kingdom, man. That's all they want to do. I'm going to get the freshest garment. Man, I like garments. Don't get it wrong. I like all that stuff. But if I got to do that now, or it's time to go to the new kingdom, I want the new kingdom.
Man, give me the freshest seat on the chariot.
No doubt.
Not I want the freshest seat in the chariot. Hey, this is right here. Hey, this is a brand new. Let me get that.
Let me get that.
Because I guarantee you, guess what? Rulership is a hell of a lot better when you got servants and handmaids, man. You know, this would take the ease off us so much better, you know, and that's what we're trying to get to.
And then ain't no good sitting in that chair with your feet laid back and you got to go pick your own grapes. And then you got to sit up there and fan your own self. That ain't what it's supposed to be like. I'm sitting back. I don't want to do nothing. I'm talking about I might jump in the swimming pool. I'm gonna have somebody else swim for me. I ain't doing nothing.
And see, because that's, they in their kingdom. And you know what? We don't consider that thing, but y'all got to understand, look, you could take off work one day, go to the mall. Guess what? Esau filled up in the mall.
Man.
Nothing but Esau all day. Like, damn, all y'all took off work? No, they're in the kingdom and they enjoying themselves.
I passed by the golf course, man, and I used to always say, how do they have that much time to go golfing every day of the week? I'm trying to figure out, I don't understand it. I gotta work every day. And then you go past the golf course and you see the same ones out there. Do we work? What do they do? And you up there, man, shoot. We barely have time to take a bath. And these mugs at the golf course, man. God, man. Go ahead, man. Let's finish this up.
Verse 12. Then the stranger lifted up their eyes and saw them coming over against them. Wherefore they went out of the camp to battle.
Mm-hmm.
But they that were with Judas sounded their trumpets.
Mm-hmm.
So they joined battle, and the heathen began being discomfited.
Discomfited.
Discomforted.
Discomfited, fled into the plain.
No, comfort has got an R.
Yeah, yeah. I let
but like I said, tomato orange. They got discomfited. They got discombobulated, meaning they got confused.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 3,000 of them. There's a whole stack of them. They don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, just like this happened just a minute ago. Confusion can't happen.
like got hit in the chin, you know what I'm saying? And boy, you get to run around. Yeah. Which one of you niggas hit me? That's exactly what's going on. They got this. This is a whole army, man. They must look. God confused the whole army. You don't think you think we worried about the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine? They're not great to us. They're a misdemeanor. We got a God. Y'all don't understand. We got a God. Listen to me. We got the only God that works. Everybody else God don't even work. No. You put batteries in them and everything. It just don't work.
Get that scripture out. It's more of us than it is them. We need them.
Large.
Yeah. It's that 1 Samuel.
Yeah. Pull it.
Yeah. Give me another sword.
I didn't think I was gonna have to use the Bible. These brothers didn't make you go into that Bible. Well, you gonna go? I thought we were just gonna be in Apocrypha, which is a Bible, but that was meaning. Come on, man. Well, let me go ahead and you go stay with where we at and read.
15.
Yeah, while they look for that. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Howbeit all the hindmost of them were slain with the sword, for they pursued them unto Gazera, and unto the plains of Idumea, and Azotus, and Jamnia, so that they were slain of them upon 3,000 men.
Go ahead.
This done, Judas returned again with his host from pursuing them.
They got tired. Look, he got tired of tearing their butt up. Yeah, man, but they just running, man. They run around there tearing their butt up. Man, forget them. Just let them go. Let the rest of them go. Go ahead.
Verse 16. Verse 16. I'll read it again. This done, Judas returned again with his host from pursuing them, and said to the people, be not greedy of the spoils, inasmuch as there is a battle before us.
They said, don't go grab everything right now, man, because right now, so we still got a fight ahead of them. Go get you some things, but don't just be sitting there trying to grab everything. Don't be Esau. Go eat all the grapes. You ain't got to do that. Go ahead.
And Gorgias and his host are here by us in the mountain. But stand ye now against our enemies, and overcome them.
We can get that stuff later. Right now, look, stand down with us right now and do this fighting. Get that other spoil later. Go ahead.
And after this, you may boldly take the spoil.
See, after this, man, you can just get back and get all that. But right now, let's handle this business. Go get the gats. We finna go do some drive-bys around this mug. I'm talking about. So I mean, some what is that? Gallop bys. Go ahead.
As Judas was yet speaking these words, there appeared a part of them looking out of the mountain, who, when they perceived that the Jews had put their host to flight, and were burning the tents, for the smoke that was seen declared what was done. When therefore they perceived these things, they were sore afraid.
God, they looking back, they looking down there, they saying, man, they must have told what's the name, go guys them up, you know what I'm saying? They done they tents burning up and everything. They like, man, man, they scared now. You gotta understand, you remember Elias had probably a whole lot of different Ptolemy, Gorgias, he done brought all them, they getting tore up. These groups, I got next. They lose. I got next. I'll get him. They lose. We'll get him. We'll get him. This time, give me 40,000 men. Give me 10,000 what they call them, cavalry. Let me get all them. Yeah, we getting them. Not happening. Not happening. And this ain't a military they fighting. I gotta understand this. This not a military they fighting. They fighting John, who work at General Motors. You know what I'm saying? All he got is a carburetor in his head. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And what's the barber name? Dion there, he got a pair of clippers working on the thing. That's all. These are the only men that think this is what they got.
You cut them low fades.
Yeah, tear them up. Tear them up.
Read that. It's in 2 Kings 6:16.
That's it.
It's still relevant.
The book of 2 Kings, chapter 6, verse 16. And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
You got to go up a little bit higher, man.
It's on 14, 13, 14.
You go to 12.
You go 12.
2 Kings 6 and 12. And one of his servants said, none, my lord, O king. But Elijah, the prophet that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber. And he said, go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he is in Dothan. Therefore, sit he thither horses and chariots and a great host.
This is Elijah now. This time he doing the same thing. He like, where he at? He's like, man, I heard him say he's in Dothan. Oh yeah, so okay, all right, yeah. Get about 40,000 of them soldiers, man. You know, a couple of thousand of my cavalry on the horse, man. Go get that. Go take care of that business. That's exactly what he tell them to do. Go ahead.
And they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth,
they surrounded the city now. Hey, there's a whole lot of them surrounding the whole city. Just like the police do. We are surrounded. There is no escape. So we got a God. He always got a way of escape. Ain't that what he said? Go ahead.
Behold, and hosts compassed the city both with horses and chariots.
Oh man, they got all kinds of stuff, man. Them ones got all the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? All we got is a pair of sandals. These ones got, chariots and horses, man.
Got fire in their hand,
No doubt, all kind of, and them
sword,
chariots with the blades on the side. You know what I'm saying? 22 inches. Go ahead.
And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
Man, imagine saying that. Imagine looking over there like, he over there, hey, say, man, hold on, you know what I'm saying? He said, Man, don't even fear, man.
He like the OG. Hey man, why is you tripping, man? Look,
man, all y'all tripping.
oh man, look at let's go out here, man. Let's go and handle this business, man.
Same way your house shot did when everybody was tripping on the storm.
Yeah.
Hey man, what y'all tripping for? So that's what he said, man. That's more that be with us than be with them.
Man, read the next
Yeah,
part.
read on.
I'll just read on. And Elijah prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see.
And that's the thing, and brothers and sisters, we got to open our spiritual eyes. Read on.
And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elijah.
Most High opened his spiritual eyes, and he seen all the host of angels around him, giving protection. Like when we out there on those corners. That's right. That's why we tell brothers and sisters, if y'all got problems, especially the brothers when we out there at camp. Brothers cannot be in any sin when we out there at camp. But guess what? We don't have no hedge of protection amongst us. So that's why we tell them, brothers, put your spiritual eyes on, put on these commandments. More important. Go ahead, and you finish that up.
And that's why we get out there and we don't fear. And like I said, man, since y'all got in this truth, man, if you work in this truth, you shouldn't even be, don't get so worried about a lot of things. Because you got a God that works. The only God that works. The only one that works, man. I'm telling you. That enough? Y'all finish on that?
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
Let's go back to where we was at.
Verse 21 of Maccabees chapter 4. When therefore they perceived these things, they were sore afraid, and seeing all the host of Judah in the plain ready to fight.
They ready to fight. All of them, man. Donnell, JoJo, Junebug, all of them, they ready to get down. Go ahead.
They fled everyone into the land of strangers. Then Judas returned to spoil the tents.
Now, see, they done took off now. Now we can go get this grub. You know, we gonna get this money. What they left behind. Now we can go do it. But go handle your business first. Go back to your law, statutes, and commandments and do what your God tell you to do. Then all that other stuff will come.
Just like going into the saying, business before pleasure. Go ahead.
That's right.
Go ahead, finish up.
Then Judas returned to spoil the tents, where they got much gold and silver and blue silk and purple of the sea and great riches.
And great riches. See, everybody trying to get their riches right now. Right now.
Gonna get the bag, huh?
And they slaves.
What brother told you? Tyler Perry, he getting that bag.
Yeah.
Come on, Tyler Perry is a bag. See, and look here, people don't realize. Let's get this understood. They say that, man, I'm rich as a bitch. So guess what? You got to be a bitch to be rich.
That's right. What you say?
Point blank. Period. You don't understand the things that you say. You got to be a bitch to be rich.
And we constantly tell brothers, man, Acts chapter 8, verse 20, you ain't gonna buy your way into the kingdom.
Nah.
That's something that the Most High is not going for, man. It can't be no amount of money that they can offer a brother up here to put on a dress, man. That's selling your soul, man. What I put on a dress for, and then my soul gonna be everlasting on fire.
And then
that makes no sense.
And then they're gonna have to hit their couch too. Because guess what?
It ain't just the dress.
It ain't just the dress. Guess what? The dress is say, oh yeah, let's get all the high up to look at them like, yeah, man, I'm gonna handle him. That's me. They bid for you now.
And then they got you on the imaginary tip about what's rich and what's not.
That's right.
Because think about it. Cats be like, man, he got 5 million. You really ain't rich. When you're dealing with somebody got $1 trillion or $1 billion, you ain't really rich.
And a prime example is everybody know Dave Chappelle. Everybody know Dave Chappelle had one of the top shows back in the day, a couple of years ago. And then they know that Dave Chappelle did not want to wear them dresses and take on what they wanted him to do.
Yeah.
And wear Dave Chappelle today. Not a movie, not a show, not a nothing. Brother ain't doing nothing because he ain't following what they want.
And it's another thing that people don't realize. Look, you see, Jay-Z, all them they on the Forbes list, but why the Rothschilds not on the Forbes list? Because they exceed the Forbes list.
Trillions of dollars.
So
the highest on the Forbes list only got 50 billion.
That's right.
$1 billion up 50 billion. I'm not saying 50 billion. That ain't nothing. Cause Queen Elizabeth got stacks of gold in her crib. I'm talking about bars. They don't even make paper for this. I got the bars. I really got bars.
You got the real bars.
Real bars, man. I'm talking about like you up there talking about I got 50 million. Nigga, I got bars. 50 million bars. You got 50 million paper dollars.
Cool, you about to rap? You about to rap?
Go to Jeremiah chapter 12 and 1. Cause there ain't nobody that's gonna get away with all this thinking they just.
You got real bars.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 12, verse 1. Righteous art thou, O Lord, when I plead with thee. Yet let me talk with thee of thy judgment. Wherefore doeth the way of the wicked prosper?
Do the way of the wicked prosper? Are they prospering because they all on TV? Are they prospering because hey, I'm doing it big. Is Mayweather prospering? Do y'all think so? This is the question they ask. Read.
Wherefore doeth the way of the wicked prosper? Wherefore are all they happy that deal very treacherously?
Are they happy that deal very treacherous? Are they happy? Because you take them dollars away from them, they're going to commit suicide. They can't live in this country. They can't live in this world. They can't exist. I promise you. Let somebody go right over there and boot that wicked old nasty looking white lady up out of goddamn England. And I promise you, you'll see her hanging herself from a tree tomorrow morning. Read.
The verse 2, thou hast planted them, yea, they have taken root, they grow, yea, they bring forth fruit. Thou art near in their mouth and far from their range.
He said, and see who planted them? Everybody get that? Who planted them?
Read thou hast planted them, yea, they have taken root, they grow, yea, they bring forth fruit.
They bring forth fruit. They buying every damn thing. They banging forth these wicked little old kids who have run around here just snotting up, but the most disrespectful. Boy, the rich, boy. Y'all gotta see them shows where they got them rich people, the real rich people, and they children and how they act in the world. Y'all think the men do it. Man, them kids is, you can't tell them a damn thing. Don't nobody mean nothing to them but their money. And they ain't got a dime. That's their daddy money. Go ahead.
But thou, O Lord, knowest me. Thou hast seen me and tried mine heart.
So don't be mad because you're getting tried. Don't get mad because you got to go through all this stuff. That's something that's good. Don't get mad because you broke. You had some money last week, you broke today. Okay, how you going to handle it? Go ahead.
Thou hast seen me and tried mine heart toward thee. Pull them out like sheep for the slaughter and prepare them for the day of slaughter.
Okay, then what are they going to do for them?
I got a piece I want to pull on that one, man, because that goes into what I pulling, man. It's really something that people give me. Sirach 8 and 11. It's something that I pulling, because guess what? We looking at the rich and we see all of them do all this stuff like, dang, they making big money, man. They doing all these good things, but the Lord has a controversy with every single thing. You get there, I'll read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 8, verse 11. Rise not up in anger.
Sirach 8 and 11. Sirach chapter 8 and verse Sirach chapter 9 and verse 11.
Sirach chapter 9, verse 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner.
It said, envy not the glory of a sinner. So when you think they winning, guess what? And they ain't following the commandments. Don't envy the glory of that sinner, man. Read up.
For thou knowest not what shall be his end.
You don't know what his end gonna be. So don't get so caught up when you see, like I say, you see Floyd Mayweather. He's on his jet. He's having fun. They showing all this money with the Edomite's face on it. Guess what? Don't envy that, man. You don't know what that person is gonna be, man.
Or really what he had to do to get that money.
Yeah, exactly, boy.
Other brothers break it out, man. Say, y'all peel back some of them layers, man. I don't think y'all want to have that money if you know what they had to go through or what they had to take. Go ahead, go ahead.
He probably burned it in the back. Trying to tell you, man.
The back, the throat, eyelids, ear, everything. Toenail.
Hold on. All right, man. I ain't mean to take it out. My bad. Go back. Let's go back where we was, man. We gotta get on this this Wednesday class. Ain't a Saturday class, y'all. I think keep pulling all these precepts there. Okay.
Verse 23 of First Maccabees chapter 4. Then Judas returned to spoil the tents where they got much gold and silver and blue silk and purple of the sea and great riches. After this, they went home and sung a song of thanksgiving.
They went to the crib and got everything. Just go home now. Go ahead.
And praise the Lord in heaven, because it is good, because his mercy endured forever. Thus Israel had a great deliverance that day.
Mm-hmm.
Now all the strangers that had escaped came and told Lysias what had happened, who, when he heard thereof, was confounded and discouraged, because neither such things as he would were done unto Israel, nor such things as the king commanded him were come to pass.
Mm-hmm.
The next year, therefore, following, Lysias gathered together 70,000 choice men of foot and 5,000 horsemen.
You look, it's funny because remember, he the one who sent the people out. Remember, he was sent all the other people out. They done got towed up. So he got to go out his dang on them. God dang, you want something done? I got to go do it myself. Come on, y'all. Get up, everybody. Get up. Come on, you too. Come on. We got to go get this. That's what he doing. We finna go do this. Now let's drop down to 35. Go to 35.
Verse 35. Now when Lysias saw his army put to flight, and the manliness of Judah's soldiers, and how they were ready either to live or die. Violently.
Man,
yes, man.
Like they out there shooting me. What? We ready for anything. Imagine, he just brought a whole, everybody else had them mediocre armies. The size that came with, get everybody, man. We gonna take this out right now. Now he looking like, man, this nigga. This man, look here, look at his people, man. The cat is them clippers in his hand. That nigga got clippers. He got a carburetor.
They give him a razor line.
That's why he's looking at him like, man. So hold on. And they ready to die? I got swords, I got bombs, I got jets, I got everything. And these cats sitting in the field talking about, yeah, come on. Come on, Cletus. Man, but go ahead.
He went into Antiochia and gathered together a company of strangers, and having made his army greater than it was, he purposed to come again into Judea. Then said Judas and his brethren, behold, our enemies are discomfited. Let us go up to cleanse and dedicate the sanctuary.
Now he done got this enemy, got strong with everybody. Now it's time to go. Now it's time to go back home, clean this mess up. But they done tore all everything down. They done left it all nasty. They took care of business first. You got to get your enemy off your back before you run out and want to do every goddamn thing. You got to take care of your enemy. And we right now is in Babylon, where the Most High said we was going to be what? Take capture by our enemy. But we want to go out and do everything right now. Everything. But we ain't did nothing to our enemy yet. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Y'all catching what's going on in Israel.
Yep. Take care of home first.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. 37. Upon this all, the host assembled themselves together and went up into Mount Zion. And when they saw the sanctuary desolate, and the altar profaned, and the gates burned up, and shrubs growing in the courts, as in a forest, or in one of the mountains, yea, and the priests' chambers pulled down.
Man, look, man, it's funny because most of the time, we're going to go to 41 on next. Just go to 41, but most of the time when people normally come on your thing, you got some great looking something like, imagine Akino This is the same thing that Solomon had that built. You would think they would be like, shoot, I'm gonna live it up in this song, though. You know what I'm saying? What is the cool thing? Let's go. Man, they just left our stuff just ragged. I mean, it's trees and stuff growing all in it, man. Hold on. I don't care who it was, man. That was the most beautiful thing. You had people coming all over the world to look at this. And that's how they treated us. That's how they treat us. This is what they think about you. You tiptoe on your no.
Even when we bring it up to today, when they came over in 1492, this place was beautiful.
Man. Exactly.
You know, they got all type of books written about how beautiful this place was. What did they do? Took everything, took all the gold, spoiled everything, destroyed everything, brought pigs in to destroy the crops. You bring it up into what? Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And what is that, 1902, 1920? That place was a beautiful place.
Beautiful.
Came in and destroyed everything, man. Airports, museums,
yes.
dropped bombs on the place.
The Aztec Indians, when they looked, they couldn't even understand. That was one of the first empires that they had seen that wasn't on a river or main course of water, but had a whole empire. How they mug in water? When they got there, man, they were like, man, looking at these people like, hey, look at this mug here, man. God dang. They thought they did something back in England. England had sewers right on top of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
These mugs up here, yeah, man, where do they use the bathroom at? You know what I'm saying? It's all they got it all hidden. We've been doing this.
That's right.
We've been sanitary. We've been able to make large cities sanitary. What do you think the Romans had got that from? When they came in, started making viaducts of water underground and pushing them towards the city. They just took out their ideas just like they do everything else, take it overboard.
Mm-hmm.
They did the same thing at that time.
And let's make this clear. This 13 colony thing, we did the 13 colony before they had 13 colonies.
Yeah.
Do your research. We built the 13 colonies. Why you think the first president was a black man of the United States? We did the 13 colonies first. They came in and took that and say, oh, we did this. No, every history they got, they took out. They took our history.
Knights of the Round Table. All that stuff. That's all, man, boy, y'all. That was during the Dark Ages going into the medieval times, the same era.
That's right.
But see, they done got us so confused and everything. We it's hard for us to even picture Bass history without the white man. Because it's been envisioned in us on everything. When you think of a knight, you think of a white man. When you, like they do, when they think of God, they think of a white man. It don't matter. According to them, we wasn't in the past, and they ain't show according to their movies, they ain't in the future. There's always one of them, though. They leave one, though, because they need to pick his brain, because he's the only one gonna get them out. Mm-hmm. Will Smith. Denzel. Yeah.
King Kong ain't got nothing on him.
Let's go, man.
Come on with it, man.
Go to 41.
Verse 41. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress.
Oh, hold on. Against who?
Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress.
These are people. He had them fighting him, because why? Why you like that? Because we ain't supposed to have no sin up in here. But we so, oh, you gotta be so nice though. Mm-hmm. Get your funky butt up out of here if you're gonna do all that sinning going on. You ain't finna be around me, get me killed. Cause you wanna go over there and kick it with that nasty looking woman. That's you. No, take her, both of y'all, go and get out my crib. That's how we gotta be. We can't sit around and what's name? Yeah, I'll give you time. You got 5 minutes. Get out of here. Pack your clothes. You gotta go. Because we can't have that. Not in Israel, man. Everybody else can do what they want to do. But in this house, Israel, we can't have it. Mm-hmm. We don't have no protection. I don't give a damn how big we are, how fast we are. They'll tear us up. They shouldn't even be on the track. Sports shouldn't even be a thing. But the Most High allowed them to go right in there too and be in the NBA doing their thing. He be like, because the Most High saying, shoot, until y'all come back to me, I'm not even gonna show you how dominant you can be.
That's right.
I'm not gonna even show you. They can't hold your glass, a glass of water for you. That's how low everybody else to us.
Yeah.
But as long as we stay away from God and not go back to his law, we'll be just right here.
That's right.
Sitting at the bottom. Sitting at the dock of the bay. I mean, just wait for time to go by. That's how we're gonna be doing.
That's right. Instead of the dogs eating off our table, we eating the crumbs off the dog's table.
Mm-hmm. Go to 55.
Verse 55. Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the God of heaven, who had given them good success.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And so they kept the dedication.
They kept the what?
And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days and offered burnt offerings with gladness and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise.
Okay, drop down to 59.
59. Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar shall be kept in their season from year to year by the space of 8 days from the 5 and 20th day of the month.
20th day, that's the 25th day of the month. Go ahead.
Of the month
Caslu.
Caslu.
That's right now where we in. That's what we in now.
With mirth,
the 9th month.
With mirth and gladness. At that time also they builded up the Mount Sion with high walls and strong towers round about, lest the Gentiles should come and tread it down. And they had done as they had done before. And they set there a garrison. No,
you didn't even need that one right there. But man, it's funny how that ends up. Well, they got no Edomites been against us all the time, boy. They just been we got out of Egypt. Man, we just walking and they up there. They ain't up there with the mighty men. They at the back where the women and the old men is lagging behind, killing them from the back. This what they were doing. Boy, that boy. I tell you, boy, like he said, he brought out the class at the time when he was bringing all the hatred they had for us, man. And then they go to 2 Maccabees 1 and 18. We almost done. And while he get that, somebody give me John 10 and 22. You got 1 and 18?
Yeah, I got 1 and 18.
Okay. 2 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 18. Go ahead.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 18. Therefore, whereas we are now purposed to keep the purification of the temple upon the 5 and 20th day of the month, Caslu, we thought it necessary to certify you thereof.
He said, we thought it necessary to certify you thereof. He said, we thought it necessary to tell y'all about this. But it ain't a commandment. It ain't nothing like I said, this girl was trying to tell me, y'all trying to push it. No, ain't nobody trying to push. The fact of the matter is, we just do all our high holy days. When they told you about Valentine's Day, your butt didn't hesitate to go do that. Then they came up with 420, and you was out there just smoking your butt off just because of that day. Just all of a sudden, the new one. But now we tell you the high holy days that God got for us. No, I really don't got to do that one. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to chill on these. I'm just going to do the 3. Boy, I tell you, our people, boy. Go ahead.
We thought it necessary to certify you thereof, that ye also might keep it as the feast of the tabernacles and of the fire, which was given us when Nehemiah offered sacrifice. After that, he had built the temple and the altar. For when our fathers.
Now that's all I need on that one. Now, that is the description of everything that we had to go through that to show y'all the dedication, what we was dedicating. Nehemiah didn't mention Nehemiah because Nehemiah was at that time with Cyprus, allowed him to go and rebuild the temple. So this after that, then it was defiled again. So this is the feast of dedication because we dedicated it back to where it originally was. And that's why we do this. So they'll tell you Y'all notice it's nowhere in the we read off from where? The Apocrypha. Okay. Now, people say this, but not, no, that ain't part of the Bible, that ain't part of the Bible. Read the John 10 and 22.
The book of John, chapter 10, verse 22. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication.
Okay.
And it was winter.
Okay. See, and that's what is it? What we're going into now?
Winter.
Okay. Now, this is Yahweh. Read that. Where you at? Where is that at?
John 10 and 22. St. John chapter 10, verse 22.
Verse 23.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication, and it was winter. And Jesus walked in the temple in Solomon's porch.
So just like that the other one said, we find it need that y'all go ahead and keep it, right? So for some odd reason, it was needed that Yahushua wanted to keep it. He kept the feast of dedication. So when they say the Apocrypha not a part of the Bible, tell them, okay, where's the feast of dedication? In the Apocrypha. It's right here. All this was a part of the Bible. So why they go in this other one and go off Greek this and Greek that and Greek this? Where the Greek captivity at? Right here.
That's one of their favorite scriptures. Neither Jew nor Greek.
They have no idea. Now the Apocrypha ain't, wait a minute. How can you know what that's talking about if you don't go read the Greek captivity? That's it. And on that, somebody give me a law. Like I said, we come out with a law at the end of class because everybody always talking about, y'all need to go back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. But then they don't never tell you what the laws, statutes, and commandments are. So every time we finish the class, we like to bring out a law. Go ahead and write them down so you will have them. Hopefully we can do 613 of them. So after a while, you will have them all. They be like, what's the laws? Well, shoot, I got a notebook full of them. Because they give you one at the end of every class. Somebody got one?
You can get what's it? Leviticus 25 and have we read that 17?
Yeah, make sure you give them something different too.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 17. Ye shall not therefore oppress one another.
Don't see. We can't do what our enemy already doing to us. That don't make no sense anyway. But boy, black people can. Boy, they shoot. They won't do their enemy. They'll do They'll do each other. They'll do each other. They like, love my dog. Just can't stand that nigga. Go ahead.
Ye shall not therefore oppress one another, but thou shalt fear thy God, for I am the Lord your God.
That's who we gotta fear, man. And we can't be oppressing each other, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. I look around. I know the Most High God is on time, but it's almost just sad when you're looking at us. We like, boy. Then if you're looking at us and looking at our state, you thinking, man, we got about another 100 more years before we can clear our mess up. We talking about, yeah, I can't wait till the Most High come here. Well, you better wait in that grave because it's gonna be a minute because these mugs is still tripping out there.
Right.
But verse 18.
It's all the Most High's time.
Verse 18. Wherefore ye shall do my statutes and keep my judgments and do them, and ye shall dwell in the land in safety.
In safety. On that, and I'm glad you ended that with that. And on that note, we say shalom.
Shalom.